Hello, everyone, and welcome to Waking God's Child YouTube channel. Sorry we're late again. It's going to happen like this, as we said before, many times. In fact, we're kind of lucky this is happening at all tonight. Today's my birthday. Not that that matters, but on top of that, I have to fly out early in the morning for my work. So I'm not packed. I haven't even called the airlines or got online and checked in yet. So first things first, we're doing this first because it's priority. So anyways, I hope everyone's doing good this evening and had a great week. And Candy Nelson is here with me. How are you?
I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good.
My co-host is tired, guys. I hear you. It's exhausting.
A way of life.
It's a way of. I need to make my next shirt. By the way, I've almost got the t-shirts all designed. I've got several things, but I need to put one Morgellons. It's a way of life. It's how you handle it. It matters not where you go. Help me think of a slogan, you guys. If you have any good, like catchy,
more lives matter.
More lives do matter, and actually, that one is actually on a shirt already. Well, I mean, it's on the design to be printed. So, if you guys have any catchy slogans or anything you'd like to see on one of these designs, I'd like to see them all in the comments, whether it be on this restream comment area section or the actual YouTube channel in the comments under there. Please put your comments if you have some slogans or ideas that you'd like to see on the shirts. And with that said, Candy and I will probably go through all of the ideas and ones that you guys had to offer, and we'll choose one and see one or two as well. And the person that we use for that in particular shirt, I will send you a free t-shirt once they are designed. So while we're on the subject, real quick before we start, Candy, I was going to show just give them an idea of one of the designs here that's already coming or going, or I don't even know if you call it any of those. But this one is actually, I'm not going to show them the best yet, but this is just one of them. So,
oh, beautiful.
Anyways, so that one's Morgellons Warrior in the Fight, and then I've got another one that says Not Today, Satan. But they're different designs and different, pictures. So I need also people to, tell me if they like certain colors. Actually, the company I'm using, and I'm not making anything. I'm just literally whatever they charge to make it, depending on how many orders or whatever, I think is how it's going to be. But whatever they charge for the setup fee or whatever, it's going to keep them pretty cheap. I think they're going to be like around under 20. So that's pretty good whenever it comes to t-shirts, because usually they want to charge $30 for one or two, but I have a company that will let you order directly from their site. They'll drop ship directly too. So that's a good thing. And because like I said, I would never do this to turn a profit or get rich. I mean, if I had something of my own invested into it, which I do, I have time, but that's not the point. The point is the more of these we wear around for the world to see, it's an advertisement for our lives, basically. So I think it's really important. And I've had several I made in the past that I put up. That was about 5 years ago, but I've been working on these for probably the past year or more. So I'm finally towards the end, and now for the orders. Got to finish the complete ultimate design for all of the, I think I have 5 designs as of now, and then we're good to go. And then we'll go with one of yours. One of you all is one of the lucky ones out there that has something great. We will look and pick it. So, all right, Candy, I'm going to catch my breath now. It was my birthday, and I'm like, I don't feel like it's a birthday. I feel like I worked, and I'm exhausted, and I don't count birthdays anymore anyway. So, by the way, I'm 29 again.
But, my husband says that all the time.
What's that?
My husband says that every year for his birthday. I'm
29.95, and I've been saying that for the past 20 years that I am 29.95. So it's a good age. You tell George I concur. Anyways, how are you doing, and what do you got in store tonight?
Well, I was going to try to give him a little rundown on making the salves and how I do it.
Yeah.
And so that's, I brought out a few props so they could actually see what and how I do it.
Props. Just kidding. I'm going to put you up, and honestly, if I get quiet, it's not because I'm not paying attention. It's because I'm going to check into my airlines really quick while we're doing this, but I can listen and do stuff. So, what would you like to start with? Like any in particular salve? Salve? Did I say that right? It sounded weird. But
Well, it's yeah, and happy birthday too. Raymond says happy birthday.
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, of course, I already told you. You know, like my
Like a month
my
early
kid
and
is,
every day since then. So she's told me
well,
how Candy loves me. She's been like thinking of my birthday longer than anyone has even remembered my birthday. I think that's like, you're such an amazing person. Thank you. Because I can't remember birthdays to save my life.
I
And
told you I had to put it on my calendar so I didn't forget. But
I literally do that and I still forget on other, and I don't mean to. It's, I got more Morgie brain. So
oh, believe me, my damn alarm went off at 8 o'clock this morning. It's Lisa's birthday. I'm like, oh my God, you woke me up for that. You could have told me
thank you
later.
so much for the wishes, guys. I really appreciate that. I made it another year. Way over the hill. I actually slid down that hill head first, came in dusty, and I feel like I hit home base just like that. So
Well,
all good.
and originally I told you your little birthday package is going to be late. That's just how I do things. Okay. I'm never on time with anything.
I literally, I'm just like so honored that you even thought to make me some of your great, great stuff. I just feel so blessed. It's
I'm
just even
still
if
working
you're
on them.
saying it. So
I told you I had my little catastrophe tonight. First time that ever happened to me. And I was just like, what the hell did I
it's
just
my
do?
fault, I think, because I called her right as she was doing it. Go ahead and tell everyone what happened. I'm sorry too.
I'll tell that as part of the lesson, what not to do.
Yeah, this is also what not to do. All right, so take it away. It's all yours.
Alrighty. So basically the salves are, you just got, hold on, let me get a little light on myself here because it's a little dark. That's a little bit better. But oh, that's too dead-gum bright. Hold on.
I see you pretty good. I like it without the light because I can see your pretty face. So it doesn't drown you out that way.
Really? Okay, good.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
dark on my end.
well, I mean, I see the light brighter in the back when you have it on. I don't see you like perfect, but I see that how pretty you are, and I like it better without the bright light. So
Okay, great. So, but anyway, basically the salves, you got two basic ingredients to every single one of them, no matter what you're making. It's going to be coconut oil and beeswax. Okay, which again, I make a lot of it, so I buy it in bulk. I buy the gallons of the coconut oil, not the fractionated. The fractionated is clear and it's thin. I buy the gallons of the thick coconut oil, and then when I buy my beeswax, I buy it in big blocks. And so with that, what I do with the beeswax is you have to, hold on one second, I'm getting it. So this is a block of beeswax. And so I buy it in these blocks like this, but you're not going to cut this, unless you cut like a chainsaw or something.
and that's the same
So,
wax that it has the cellular memory that takes back on its hexagonal shape.
yes,
Hexagonal, whatever you want to call it. That's
can you
amazing.
see that?
I can see it. Yeah. Put it a little closer because people can get better. And
Kind of hard to get the.
there you go. Yeah, that's incredible. I love that. It's like I don't even know where you find something like that around the area I live in. That's amazing.
Well, this I got from the guy that lives like right down the road from me. Remember I told you I got
Yeah,
lucky?
I do remember. I wish I could. I used to know a beekeeper because when I had my flea market, he would come out and vend his honey, but I don't think he does it anymore because the bees all went away.
So what I do with these is I buy those little aluminum disposable trays, and I put the whole block. Sometimes I'll do two of these blocks at one time, 2 or 3 of them, and put them in there, turn my oven on low, and I melt them in those little aluminum throwaway pans. And then what I do is
Thank you, Raymond.
I use these silicone cube trays. This red one right here, this holds exactly 2 tablespoons fluid ounces. So I know what the measurements are when I pop these out. This one is 1 tablespoon. So I do different sizes. So when I melt them, hold on, let me get a couple of these out of here. If I just need a little bit, then I'll use a smaller one. If I need a lot, then I'll use a bigger one. But I just melt. This is the 2 tablespoon one, so I pretty much got how much it's gonna be. And this is the little teaspoon ones. So this is half.
Okay.
But and then also I use the little ice cube trays like this, the little silicone ones. So I can use that too. But and I just throw them back in the jug. I do a bunch of them at one time and spend a day just melting beeswax and pouring it in the molds, popping it out again. So
Right.
that's so I get that and I put it in here and I just store it in this jug. And then when I'm going to make the salves, like I said, I use the little small coffee pots I get from the thrift store.
Do you have a small light beside you? I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm just thinking now that you're showing the product. Do you have like a hallway light or a bedroom light or something like next, not behind you, but like sideways to you? I think that might help them be able to see a little bit better.
Here's my flashlight on my cell phone. I can do that.
Yeah, that'll work too. I mean, I don't want you to run battery dead, but I was just thinking that it was a little bit harder to see. It was darker than I thought. Okay, I'm gonna put you back up here.
Try to find my flashlight.
And thank you, by the way, Argo and Raymond, for the birthday wishes, both of you. That was very kind and sweet.
Ooh, that's bright.
My future's so bright. I gotta wear shades. My future's looking like a home run, and I slid into freaking home base, first base, with dust flying everywhere.
With this
First base, face first. That's okay. I mean, I think
I was trying to.
that it'll be fine. I was just curious, like if you sometimes just even if it's a far away hall light or a kitchen light.
Yeah, let me try the hallway light. Hold on. Hold on.
Okay. Hi guys. Hi everyone. Hello. How's everyone doing tonight? I hope well. I am flying out tomorrow for work, and I'll be gone a week. So I'm just letting you guys know. Next Friday, we probably will not be here, and I'll be back home one day, and then I fly to Oregon, so another week. So that Friday, so the next 2 Fridays, we probably will not be here, but I will be posting videos because I'm sure when I'm flying, I'll see some strange things, and Oregon has a lot of strange things. So Bigfoot is there too. I haven't met him yet, but I know he's there. So all right, here we go.
So anyway, here's the chunk of beeswax that I get. And that's how I melt them. That's how I melt them. And I just store it in here in bulk. This don't go bad. It's just melted beeswax. And so basically, like I said, you're going to start out with your 2 basic ingredients, which is the coconut oil and the beeswax. And I start out with 2 cups of coconut oil to 2 tablespoons of beeswax. So that's how I start to initially start. So when I melt that down and melt it, mix it together, afterwards you have to let it sit and cure back up. I leave it right in the coffee pot. And if it's too thin, then I go back and I add a little bit more beeswax. If it's too thick, then I add some more coconut oil to it.
So compensate until the consistency is right.
And so this is the consistency. You want it a little thick,
like a salad,
but you don't want it so thick that you can't use it. Right. So anyway, this one I did, look, it's called Morgellons Ass Blaster.
It's for your butt, isn't it?
No, this one was
just thinking like, diaper rash ointment in my
wow. This one I had lesions real bad. It's got eucalyptus oil, it's got camphor oil, it's got oregano oil, it's got like all the strong oils are in here, like a bunch of them. And I was like, so anyway, that's that one. I'm sorry.
That just came right out my mouth. I'm sorry. Morgie mouth, Morgaria.
Yeah, Morgellons Ass Blaster.
Morgellons Ass Blaster. Well, maybe we should just make one of those for the butt too. Not that I need that for the butt, but I just think it sounds funny. So I mean, it sounds really funny. I'm thinking ass blaster though. Do you eat it? Is it like taking a suppository through your mouth? I'm like, this is not good.
All right, this right here is how I buy the soap base. So it comes in this big, I don't know, I think it's like a 10-pound block. But anyway, I reuse these because I will make like the salve with just the coconut oil and the beeswax to get the consistency right and not add any oil or anything to it. And I pour it back into here. And then that way, when I want to make a specific salve with an oil or something, I'll just scoop out some, melt it back in the coffee pot, and put the essential oil in there. So, this is just, I just leave like a little stock, but you can see it's empty. I've been scooping in it between everything that's been going on with all this salves. So, but anyway, the reason why I emptied it out is this. Look at this. This is the Beauty Berry salve. And you can see it's green. But this is a gallon pickle jar.
Oh, wow.
I made a bunch of it.
Wow,
Because
that's a great
ordered.
idea with the jar, too, especially for peppers.
Yeah, so I've got a few of these that I put in the gallon jars when I made like a bulk order. So this is, like I said, I just put it in here, and then when I want to put some out, I'll just take it out, melt it, and then I pour it into either, this is like a 4 to 5 ounce container, and this is like a 2 to 3 ounce container.
Yeah.
And I just put the little label on
Those
top.
at our dollar store used to have. Oh, no, our dollar store does have them.
They don't sell them no more. So guess what?
Oh, girl, I better go buy the rest up here then.
Now they have these.
No,
These
I
are
have the silver ones here.
These are plastic, though. This is the new stuff that they're selling.
I have the metal ones here in Sealy. You want me to go buy the rest of them? Should I? Probably. I can mail them to you. I mean, there's like only 10, I think, that was hanging on the rack, but I definitely looked, so.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I'll snag those up.
I'll grab them then. I'll grab them for you.
But so
and Argo asked if is the ivermectin working? Works for me. I've used it for years. You have to take a break in between it. I mean, if you do it constantly, they get used to that, like they do everything, right, Candy?
Oh yeah.
You could probably put some ivermectin in some of that salve. Come to think of it, Candy, like by the paste that I use from the Tractor Supply store for horses, and I'm just thinking out loud here.
My friend Paul called me yesterday, and he's like, at the Dollar Tree, he said they got this big 16-ounce container of ground clove. He's like, you need to get some, because he's the one that ranted about my
clove soap.
He's like, you need to get some of that ground soap and make some soap out of that. I mean, ground clover.
Actually, I think that's a good idea.
Ground clove. Okay, I'm sorry. Ground clove.
Not clover. I knew what you're talking about. Yeah. That's like you stick in your ham, right? Just don't stick in because the ass blaster thing. I'm so sorry. I went there with that.
See, these just a little mason jar, but I have a cabinet that my husband got me. It's like a CD cabinet, but he bought it used and it was kind of a little messed up, but he fixed it. And I can like get these jars, put the stuff in here, label it, and then I set them in there like this sideways, so I can see what else in there.
That's actually a good idea. Yeah, clever. Very creative, Candy. I love it.
So anyway, I make the base and start with, like I said, the coconut oil and the beeswax. That's just a plain salve. That, even if you can't get any essential oil, that's even good for your skin anyway, because it's beeswax and it's coconut oil, okay? But then afterwards, then I pick which essential oil. This is eucalyptus, and this is peppermint. And this is the Now brand, N-O-W. So if you have all these people saying, oh, I only buy doTERRA, or I only buy this. Well,
I don't even know what the brands are with those. I just buy what I can afford.
Like I said, that little doTERRA, you get like a little bottle like this. It's not even an ounce, okay? It's not even a half an ounce.
Wow.
But, they sell those things for like $30 and $40. And I'm like, this works.
Somebody's smoking it. That's what's happening. They're smoking this stuff. Probably why.
Like I said, the Now brand, N-O-W. And let's see. It's 100% pure. Trying to think. I thought it said, okay. No, it doesn't say that. Anyway, so that's the brand that I buy for the medicinal salves and soap. So I use this in the soaps too. So anyway, then like I said, if you've already got your base, you got your coconut oil, your beeswax, you got it to the consistency that you want. And once you do that, then whatever amount you want to make, if you only want to use half of it, you put half of it back in the coffee pot. add you a little of the essential oil, get it where you stir it up, you smell it. I like I said, I tend to go strong with them. So I put a lot in there because I want it to last and I want it to work. So, and because I'm not paying an arm and a leg for these daggum oils, I can do that and still give a good quality product that people are going to use and it's going to work for them.
Right.
So, and then again, same thing with these, like the soaps. I sell all of those for $5 a bar, no matter what it is. Same thing with these. The big one's $10, the little one's $5. No matter what oil it is, or even if it's got
That's amazing. That's an amazing
activated charcoal in it, or oatmeal, or whatever it's got in it, is still the same price.
Hey, Argo mentioned or commented here. It's funny. I just made a video or talking about this today. What he just said. He says, when I worm the horses, I take a shot of the ivermectin. I take a toothpaste size. So if I take a horse size, I'm going to be in that bathroom for like, I don't know, maybe weeks, or more. But long story short, he said, like, especially if you eat out at restaurants or whatnot. Now, people, he's right. Okay, chicken nugget. Okay, those and all the foods wherever you go. Out in fast food, especially, he is correct that they probably have parasites. They have some really bad things in them, I promise you. And sometimes I wonder if there's not even just more than that. But I just did a video on that I'm going to post later tonight. And it's not because I wanted or planned the video. It's a freaking fiber, like an 8-inch fiber that came around trying to attack me. Like literally, we were sword fighting. But I was talking about the GMOs candy and the genetically modified organisms that's clearly marked on a lot of boxes, even at your store. I mean, it's in everything.
Yeah.
So,
or if all your strawberries at that restaurant are exactly the same shape and exactly the same.
I wonder how that happens. That is genetic modification right there.
Yeah, that's not normal.
Nope. So anyway, sorry to interrupt that, but I just read his comment. He's absolutely correct. When you eat out fast food or go grocery shopping, try to steer clear of anything GMO and parasites parasites are in probably 90% of our food as well. But those genetically modified organisms, that means they were, lab created because God didn't modify their genetics. He made them natural and whole. So that means that, you might as well go downtown to the farmer, that lives in the rural part of the city or go to the country where I am and buy your food homegrown. I mean, we're probably coming to that anyway, but I'm just thinking out loud here. So, but yes, good point, Argo. I'm glad you brought that up, and that was very good to share as well. Don't take as much as your horse does, Argo. If you're worrying.
Argo, it's not a problem, but I just wanted to correct you. Candy, my name is with a C because there's another candy that's with a K, and everybody gets us confused all the time.
That's right.
Griffin, mine's with a C, hers is with a K.
Right. Yeah, I have my friend Sheila that will mention candy once in a while. I'm like, well, my candy doesn't live. That candy don't live. No, wait, she went where? And I was just like, oh, okay, well, this makes sense. So, I
confused all the time
to figure that out too. So,
well, I got this random message from this guy, and I haven't answered it because I'm like, he's like, I really need to talk to you. I have Morgellons, but I'm looking at his profile and looking at his friends list. And he's friends with the other candy. And I'm like, I think he's just trying to reach out to the wrong person, because we're not Facebook friends, but he is
very, very known in the Morgellons community. So he picked a good one either way. You guys are both amazing. So can't go wrong either way you go.
Dude, you got the wrong candy.
I don't know. I think you got the right candy. But I mean, I do. I love you to death. So. And I know tonight I'm gonna have to keep it short on me because I haven't checked into the Southwest Airlines yet to let them know that I will be on the flight first thing in the morning. So I'm not shutting it down now by any means, but I just wanted to remind that and also let everyone know that the video that I was talking about earlier with the attack fiber and the sword fight or whatever you want to call. Like we had a thumb war, I guess, for a little bit, but I will be posting it later as soon as I get everything settled down. So check back with us or on this channel later. It will be up there, and you're going to hear me ranting and raving and talking like a mad woman and calling some names to this thing and also pretty much calling the public ignorant. Just know that comes from the best place of my heart when I say that. It's like it's my birthday. This shouldn't be happening to me. So I'm still at the end of the day too, and I sometimes will say things that I shouldn't, or filter should be applied, or just remember that I'm just flesh, blood, skin, bones at the end of the day. But my heart is well, and it means well. So just that. That's all.
Yeah, the first
All right,
video
Candy,
the first video I showed my doctor, I told him, I was like, dude, I have to turn the volume down because there was some words in there you just don't need to
oh,
hear.
girl, I was like, what the? And then I'm calling any of you ignorant mother truckers out there that's saying like, oh, she's blowing, it's her breath. Oh, it's the air, the AC's on. Oh, it's the vent. It's this, that, the other. Like, honey, don't you think we thought about that? Don't you think we have the same logical explanations that we search for, just the same as anyone else? I just literally want to strangle people, and they're like, oh, that's that sweater fur. I'm like, yeah, because all of them have their full armor on and a sword freaking fighting you away. So anyways, but that is a true story. So if you guys hear me on there, I know a lot of people get mad when I talk like I am human, and you will hear me a little perturbed, but I mean, well, let me show you why just for a second. Because you'd be perturbed too. You don't want, and this thing emerged from my neck area. I always have problems with it. I don't know if you can see how scarred or red or whatever it is, whatever they've done to it, but it's something that not easy to deal with. And I mean, of course, all of us are dealing with this, but this was like an 8-inch long. It must have been really balled up really tight because, I mean, you would never know like it would be there, but here we go. Let's just try. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I mean, this thing he's moving around. Hold on. Apparently, I'm like.
So amazing, ever. Not sure if this one's moving. Yep, he's moving. It just popped out of me. Jeez.
About the size of, well, in length, he was, like I said, as long as he was, if you stretched him out. But, like, I kept trying to flick him with my fingers, and he would get mad. And this is just part of it. I'm not going to show it all, but I'm like, this little bastard's going to die.
I'm sorry, guys, but this is how it is every day.
Like, I mean, this is nothing. He gets, like, literally aggressive with me. But anyways, just wanted to show you that that's part of what I will be putting on and posting later this evening. And anyone on my channel that gets on there and says, oh, it's her breath, so she farted on it. Shut up, okay? If I wanted to fart on it or blow on it or turn the AC on and be like, ooh, look at that, it's moving. But I mean, come on, who's going to do that? Think of a more creative thing to do probably than that. But I mean, who wants this kind of attention anyway, right? That we get, like, nobody wants the negativity or the negative. Like, I've lost all my friends. I have nothing left to lose now. But I mean, I don't want to shut us up because Candy, like you said, we're all saying we're standing in our truth. And every friend that I lost due to this, thank God you're gone, because you were definitely not really a friend in the beginning and from the first place. So the ones that matter are here now, right here. They're like you and I. You especially, Candy, you're one of the most wonderful people I've ever met. Aww. And that goes for all of you on here. I feel like I've grown personally close to so many of you, if not all of you, because we share a commonality. So I love you guys. I love you. And anything I say on this channel, when it sounds derogatory or sarcastic or dripping with sarcasm, it was. And it's because I'm human. So
can and will be held against you.
Yes, it will. And you know what? I have the right to remain silent, but it's just not going to happen. It's never going to happen.
I choose not to.
Thank me later, whatever. I don't even care. But anyways, I love you guys. I know you guys understand. So, and I feel bad too because I'm like, man, God just heard me. I have F-bomb and this. And I'm like, I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry, God. But look at it. Look at them. I'm sorry, God. I mean, I have to say sorry a lot today. And it just came out accidentally anyway. It's not like I meant to. It's just like, oops, there it went. So you might hear some beeps and bleeps in there and takeouts or take-ins, but it is what it is, guys. So, but the best thing is it's real. It's real. You can't make this stuff up, as they say. And why would we want to? I mean, we're not stupid. We look for the logic and everything. We looked from the beginning. But when we tell you, and there's millions of us worldwide saying this is happening, and you don't just wake up one day like, I'm suddenly crazy. What are we going to do today? Oh, look, there's a tiger walking on its 2 legs. Or you don't wake up like that. You're a functioning human. You're just the same. You're paying Uncle Sam, the hand always out, paying your dummy tax, getting your vaccinations on your children so they can enter school, doing everything like clockwork that you should be as a good citizen, all for what? To suddenly be like, I just feel like being crazy today. That fiber just moved. You see that, guys? That fiber, it's just moved. It just grew like teepees and it bit me. It doesn't happen like that. We are like everyone except for we broke the chains that bound us because we realized that the world's been a lie and the government crooked as hell. You're welcome. I meant that. Algorithm. This rhythm. So, I'm sorry. I'll be quiet. Go me. Anyways, so Candy, I'm going to let you go ahead and if you have some other, I know you were on the salves and the green stuff in the jar. Can you also maybe tell others what else you can do with that? And for those that weren't here joining us on that, what was it? The weed, what's it called? The green salve.
The beauty berry salve.
Yeah. Can you tell us your uses for that as well? Like what you would typically, just in case people are wondering, like what would it do?
And that's the insect repellent. And so
and apparently it keeps the men away because look at me.
Yeah, it absolutely works. But and it's green, but when you put it on your skin, it doesn't turn your skin green, it doesn't turn your clothes green. But like I said, usually with the salves, basic, you want to just start out using the essential oils, because when you start talking about adding activated charcoal and you start talking about beauty berry leaves, that's what that was from. So I took those leaves and went out and I picked them, and I picked a bunch of them. I mean, a whole bunch, and brought them home. I washed them up really good about 3 times, and then I put a towel out and I put them out for them to dry, let them completely dry out. Then once they were dried out, then I took those and put them in the crock pot with coconut oil and cooked it in there for like 2 days. So that's why the beauty berry salve is green, because it actually was from the leaves. So I cooked that in the leaves. Then I strained the leaves off, strained it, got all the coconut oil out, which was green. Then I took that and took it to my coffee pots and added the beeswax to make the beauty berry salve with. So it's a different process than just adding essential oils to it. But anyway, and you can, like, one salve that I made for this lady, she wanted me to make her dandelion root and burdock root because she heard it was good for eczema. She had eczema really bad. So she had me go buy those herbs and make her a salve. And when I got done with it, it stunk so bad. So I called her and told her, I was like, it really stunk. I mean, it just stinks.
I could have used that on the backs of my legs all week.
And that's what she said. She's like, I don't care if it smells like dog poop if it fixes my skin.
Right.
So I'm like, well, you know what? I have essential oil. If you want,
that's why
I can add essential oil to it, so it doesn't smell so bad. I was like, which one would you like? She's like, lemon. So I added lemon essential oil to the burdock root, and dandelion root salve that I made for her. And she used it one time, and she's like, my hands are cleared up, and she said she just loves it. She uses it every day. So I made her.
My legs were so bad, and the insides of my arms, I hadn't broke out like this in so long with the Morgellons. I think it was from moving. We talked about that last week, but I was in pain from it. I could have definitely used that, and I can't wait because I'm going to be ordering some of that because that stuff would be absolutely amazing. I don't know, this is how it looks today, but it was. Wait, hold on. I guess I should put my googly eyes on it. So this is how it looked today. So it's dried up some. This is the back of my knee area.
Wow.
So, which is way better. And plus I've been jumping in my sister's pool, like I said, but I was welted at huge. This was 2 years ago. Can't really see that, but there we go. So that looks like cellulite, but that is all just welts. Like my daughter gets because I'm built like a 12-year-old boy, guys. So cellulite, I need to buy some of that, honestly, because with girls, no figure. But my daughter used to get poison ivy, and she would swell up like this, really bad. But this is this is mild. It was so much worse, and I was miserable. So I'm gonna have to remember that. I'm putting my order in now, Candy Lou. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, or sticking to me, something like that. Anyways, so all right. Anything else that you wanted to tell about that? I think that's amazing. Like just the fact that she's sewing and all that you can actually make your own styles. Healing, or not healing, but it helps in the direction of healing, and it eases pain and discomfort, and Lord knows we got a lot of that. So
And again, just a reminder for everybody, no matter what's going on with you, all you have to do is go on the internet and say best essential oil for eczema, or best essential oil for menstrual cramps, best essential oil for
you can go on any of the
uh,
natural food stores, and they have lists of them. So.
yeah, and you can go out there and it'll tell you which ones. Like my daughter gets the salve from me with lavender in it because she uses it on her dog's pads on her feet. So when they walk and they're walking on the concrete, it makes their paws rough. But she puts that lavender salve on their pads.
I love lavender anyway.
But lavender's not safe for cats. So you got to be careful about knowing. Because I mean, if you're buying lavender salve from me, I don't know if you got a cat. I'm not. That's
I'd love to have like 50 of them, and I feel like bad because I feel like my dog died because of me, and I know that's not how that works, but we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to carry a lot. It's a load to carry, and then we put burdens of like we got to stay away from people or whatever. Actually, I just don't like people, so I stay away. Just kidding, totally kidding. Well, there was a partial truth in that, but I just don't like the way people act anymore.
Well, I wouldn't even have a dog for the longest time, but my skin.
I believe in that. Yes, I think they're good for you. So I just felt bad for a while, and I think we all go through that. But my animals aren't here because I'm in this rental home. It's costing me a fortune because there's nothing for rent. Long story short, like they have to stay with my mom and dad for a while until we get our house built on the land that they're on. So because I think my little dog, I don't think it was because of me. I think it was something that, she was already dealing with because it's kind of impossible. And some of the animals seemingly do fine, but hers hit her just out of the blue. I don't know what happened, but it was sad. But I still have Cammy Jo, she's a half pit dog, and she's half pit bull and half cow dog.
And again, just to remind everybody, even with the animals, like my dogs, they didn't have lesions, they didn't have fleas. But they just scratch and whine and moan and scratch and whine and moan. And there was no obvious signs of the reason why they were doing that. So I started adding that 20-meal team borax to their dog shampoo. And I'm telling you, it was like they had a whole new personality after they had their bath. It was like.
And in your shampoo, like guys, I think that was another great concept that an idea that Candy said, like putting it in your shampoo. Heck, I should have thought of that. Like, I don't even know what the heck. I was pouring the whole pour, like just pouring the 20 meals even. They're like, well, how hard that was to get out, by the way.
And sometimes I'll take like my clove soap or my oregano soap or anything like that and take a little bit of borax and, I'll soap up my hands, put that borax in there and mix it up and just scrub off.
Like, mix it up anyway because
it exfoliates.
Change it up regardless.
Well, it exfoliates all that dead biofilm on your skin. It just.
That is a beautiful idea. That makes so much sense. I used to just take straight oregano, the ground, like you get the aisle of herbs at Walmart or anywhere you go. I'd shake that stuff in my hand and I would rub it all over my skin, up and down until it just kind of, naturally dissolved, fell down on the ground. But you would be surprised what the Italian seasoning, which has, rosemary and basil and oregano, just take that, just pour a little bit in your hand and just rub it wherever you're feeling that. You'll start seeing these things emerge and wanting to jump out of your skin, like commit suicide, kind of skydiving, so to speak. So that actually, and I didn't have anything, I actually did use one of those puffs that you buy at the bathroom. I don't know. I don't usually, never was into those before. I've never been a girly girl, but in this case, those things are kind of, they've got that texture to them. And I'm telling you, these things were literally committing suicide. I'm just like, bye, don't come back. But that's a good idea. Let's mix that with the borax.
Well, and another thing too, like I said, with the soap, which I told everybody how to make it last week, I would melt that soap base and then add oregano essential oil to it. One of my friends, she's like, man, she's like, that oregano soap. She's like, I got in the shower, I soaped my
That's the
body up
one I
with that
love
soap.
too that you
She said
made.
I left it. She said I left it on there like 10 or 15 minutes, went back, rinsed it off, and she said stuff was just pouring out of me.
That stuff is really good stuff. I loved mine. I still have a little bit. I told you I've been savoring it. But it is. She's right. Oregano is very effective. And so many ways you could probably utilize that. And Candy has come up with some really incredible ideas like salves and soaps and, like shampoo even. I'm sure, that with the essential oil and shampoo, that would probably be. I mean, I actually use a shampoo. I put rosemary in. And my hair, well, sometimes you'll see me flipping it. Some of it's out of habit from my hair used to be like, it would go, like, my hair would, like, stand straight up and have a mind of its own. Like, you'd see it over there and over there. And Donald Trump ain't got nothing on this girl, what I could do with this thing. And, I mean, the hair is not like a short. It's just look like, I don't know, big old huge rainbow of, I don't even know, multicolored with the fibers. You can see the iridescence in the sun. But, I mean, it stood straight on here. And, like, I stuck my finger in a light socket, which I have tried also. I said that out loud. Electric fence. But I mean, that's not what I was doing. It was these little buddies of mine that seemingly will not pay rent and will not leave. I cannot evict them to save my life. Okay, I'll save my own life. You guys are going to save your own lives too, right? So, all right, Candy Lou and guys, everyone here, I have to go pack and check in so that they don't get my seat away.
So just a reminder, did you say we're not going to be doing it next Friday?
I'm going to put it like this. I'm staying in an Airbnb instead of a hotel this time, and it does have internet. So if I can hook right up with everything like I am here, we're on. If I don't have any issues with the internet, and we can do it.
Okay.
In Oregon, when I go see my girls, which is the second week, that one's kind of up in the air because when I go see my kids, the older ones, I just want to spend every last moment with them and put all my love into them and give them every bit of attention that whether they do or do not deserve it. Just for me, I want to dump all my love into them and have them remember me for that. So, but and if they go do something and leave me, because that happens a lot when I go. They all are like, "We're gonna go here, watch the little ones or whatever." I'm great with that because I'd rather be with my grandbabies all day and every day if I could. But so if that works like that, I'll give you a holler and we'll be on. So in other words, it's up in the air, guys. But at least you know why. Just in case. I'm juggling a job. I'm mom. I'm dad. I'm the nurse. I'm the doctor. I'm the lawyer. I'm the plumber. I was a plumber last week too. That was fun. I'm literally keeper of the stars in this house. So I do the best I can with what I got and the time I have. So trying to use it wisely though when I have my family that whether they treat me the same, it doesn't matter. It's what you put into the world that matters.
So I'm just curious, how many bedrooms is your place?
You should come. Angie, oh my gosh, I have 3 bedrooms, a huge house. I'm all by myself. I'm not even kidding. You should come. Look at tickets to Midland, Odessa. Oh, you don't fly. Midland, Odessa, Texas. So that's, north of here. But I have a week there. So like just sitting there in a room and then following a guy around when he sneaks out at night to go cheat, which you'll be sleeping. So we can do all sorts of stuff. Go like Midland doesn't have a lot to see, but at least we can have company to us. I mean, I'm not into men anymore. I'm just kidding. So I wasn't really saying go look for men. Although infidelity case, I will be chasing a man, but that's just.
Hey, I'm married, so we're not going to go there either.
Yeah. Well, I thought at first I'm like, well, I don't mean bad. I mean, I like men. Don't get me wrong, but I figure if God doesn't lay one in my lap, I'm done. So we're good. I'm fine. I got this. So, but you should look at doing that. You guys come see me in Midland, Odessa. Partying at Lisa's Airbnb or whatever. Maybe not party, but hello. Sometime.
I'm still saving for my trip to Athens, Tennessee. I'm like, I got $200 saved so far. I'm like, oh, that's my travel fund.
I mean, I'm telling you, it's called the Elvis Blue House or something like that. Everything's blue in this house. So it has that velvet walls and all sorts of crazy things. It's a nice house. So I'm not paying for it. So, I was like, wow, I'm not going to complain. It's better than the Fairfield Inn I stayed at last time. So they're a little more comfy and 3 bedrooms and nobody's sleeping in those beds. So who's coming? Who's going to meet me in Midland, Odessa, Texas? I'll be there starting tomorrow. Till the 1st. So just putting the bug in it. That's bored, or I know funds are always a difficult thing, which is why I have to work. I don't even like that thought, but just think about it. All of you actually think about it.
One of my friends, I talked to her on the phone today. She's like, oh my God. She's like, I need to come and stay with you for 3 weeks. I need my doctor.
Aw, that's a lot of faith and trust in you because they know that you've been at this a while and you are very, very wise with all of it. Trial and error, I'm sure, for some, but I mean, it makes sense. And we're all blessed to have you around with us and to advise us and be a veteran at this. Like, you've been at it. Tell them how long you've been at this now. It's been over 20 years. So tell them how many years have you been battling this?
I think the first symptoms I got was probably around 1996 or 97. I didn't know it then.
I was like shortly after I graduated high school. That's crazy. I can't imagine having that young.
Well,
But
like I
you were
said,
very
I didn't
old,
know.
right?
Well, I didn't know then because like I would
Wow.
get this one lesion on my lip all the time. I just kept thinking it was a fever blister, So, I mean, I got the scar there. I don't know if you can.
Yeah,
Really,
see, looking back too, like you just said, I had all the symptoms probably for the last 10 years, and I just didn't know through 4 or 5 of those years. But I look back and I'm like, man, all these strange things would happen. Like I would just have a sore, or I mean, even I had my legs swelled up huge one time, like some of those people, I don't know what that disease is, but like my whole ankle was like big around.
yeah.
It's just out of the blue for no reason. And I'm just like, I look back and I'm like, there's all sorts of strange things that nobody could figure out. Not even the doctors. Like, I don't know why that would happen to you, so when you do the math, I probably had this well over 12 years now, maybe somewhere in there. But it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I had that gout situation with one of my feet and legs. Like, oh my God, it was probably like 1980. 85, 86 for no reason. And I was working in a warehouse then, so I had to do like a lot of heavy lifting and I had to push these really heavy carts and my leg was huge in my foot and I had to wear steel-toed shoes. I couldn't even tie my shoe, but I went to work every day with it.
Painful stuff. Yeah. I just remember thinking, what look, I had a club foot. It was just like, I'm so attracted now. Look at me. I'm all hotty-totty. It was like not good. I just remember freaking out more so. I was like, what on earth would cause this? And it just went away within, a few days, but it was like, what's going on? And even it's not even like the doctors were trying to look into it. Now that I think about it, the doctors really look into anything, or do they go over their computer, plug in a couple of symptoms, and like, bam, there's your answer. You have supercalifragilistic expialidocious. That's what you got. You're welcome. I mean, seriously, like, are they even really going to school anymore? Or they are conditioning schools. That's right. I forgot about that. Who knew? Well, I did.
Yeah.
I knew.
My last doctor that I had before I got my really good doctor, right? I kept telling him, all these things are going on with me, and I'm having all this pain and everything. So he writes me a prescription for pain medication. He sets the prescription on the table and he slides it across the table at me. Well, I reached down, I put my hand on it, I slid it back to him. And I was like, I don't want that. I want to know what the hell is wrong with me.
I don't think so.
He said, well, you said you were in pain. I was like, but there's a reason.
You think I'm here trying to get freaking medicine? I want cured. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want pain drugs. I want to know what the hell is wrong with me.
That's exactly, now that you say that, I mean, I was treated like that the first time I went in. They're like, well, I mean, I can write you a prescription for, how much pain you're in. And I'm like, I don't want to have pain. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want to have this at all ever again. And I need to know what's wrong. And then that's when I started getting a little irate, and I'm lucky that they didn't take me away then, because I actually got more than irate and called a few names, which I don't know what happens, but sometimes in my mouth just goes, there it is. And then I was like,
that's the doctor I was telling you about that I got. I told him that day, I was like, you know what? You're going to give me those referrals I need today, or one of us is not leaving this room unless it's in handcuffs or on a stretcher, and I don't care which one of us it is.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Liv Hyder. I love it. I love it.
And
You
then
guys are all
when I went to go,
hilarious.
I go back, it's like they were like, Miss Nelson, he doesn't want to see you again. Okay, well,
Bye, Felicia. Ain't coming back. You don't have to worry about that. Then you're out there secretly going, now what am I going to do?
oh, and here's the funny part, right? So he winded up leaving that practice after he and I got into it, and I got my other good doctor from that. But he left that practice and didn't see or hear nothing from him for a couple of years. So I was going into town one day, and I swear to God, this is no lie. I could not believe my eyes. A friend of mine owns a building there, and he's leasing the building and had opened his own practice, right, at this building that my friend owns it. And so anyway, he had a sign out front and everything. So I'm like, oh, so he just kind of branched out on his own. So a couple times go by, about a month or so later, I'm going into town. And I swear I'm not lying, Lisa. This is a doctor's office. And there was a thing on the kiosk out front, and it said, we are now doing animal examinations.
Right. Not a veterinarian's office, a doctor's office.
Yeah. And I was like,
oh, it's
what?
the GMOs. It's the GMOs. It makes sense. They're treating us. We got animals living in us. That's a bad joke, man. Bad joke. Sorry, guys.
Right. And I'm like, can you imagine going to a doctor's office and somebody sitting there with their cat or dog on a leash or in a cage next to you?
Yeah, I'm sick too. Are you sick, kitty? Oh, we're both sick. It's nice seeing you here. Yeah, you get right now.
While you're waiting for a
What is wrong with this world? I'm like, I feel like I'm living in the Twilight Zone. Every day it gets crazier. What is going on?
So how can you have a doctor's office and they're doing animal exams too in the same office? I was like, the hell?
That's great. That is awesome. You know, I get some pen pal friends of animal friends going on. Like, there's something wrong with that. Like, I can't even believe I just heard that. On a different note, I'd rather be around the animals than the humans, but I don't really want to see the same doctor. That's really strange.
Well, maybe he went to school to be a veterinarian.
And then he's just like, I'll see you too.
Yeah, but how can you combine both of those into one facility?
As far as I would have thought or knew in my conditioning,
not very hygienic.
So
yeah,
it wouldn't be legal. I mean, obviously it is. I don't know. There's loopholes though. Maybe you could go to Burger King now and get a pedicure under the table while you eat at the same time. I mean, it makes sense to me because apparently everything like that's making sense, right? Or you go to Walmart to get your groceries, and you can also go to the podiatrist at the same time at Walmart in back room. I don't know. Totally makes sense now. No, this world is not making sense. There's something very, very wrong. Very wrong. I'm taking a plane tomorrow. Maybe I can get a massage in midair while I'm going. That would be nice.
Hey, I got to tell you something funny about my little puppy, right? So I took him the other day to PetSmart to get his nails clipped. And, you know, he's like I said, he has a hard time socializing with other animals. So, you know, he was like trying to be aggressive towards the big dogs and everything. And the owner's laughing at him. So I take him in there, I get his nails clipped and everything, right? Afterwards, I put him on his little leash, and it's like he's ready to get the hell out of there, man. He's making like a beeline, and every animal that comes his way, he's like, rawr, rawr, rawr. And,
he wants some of me. He's a little bitty guy. He's like, he wants some of me.
So he shoots like a beeline towards the front door, right? So we get up to the front, and all of a sudden we're passing by the toy aisle, and he saw the toys.
Aww.
And he stopped to turn around with
Mom, a toy. I want a toy. I've been a good boy. That's too cute.
I was cracking up. I told my husband, I was like,
adorable.
And you could have seen that. He was like a kid in the store. It's like, oh, it's the toy aisle.
That is awesome. I love it. Dogs are super smart. I mean, they're so smart. And I like them because they always warn me when the strange things are happening outside. And most of you know what I'm talking about. If my dog is like, I just have to watch her body language, and I know it's like, okay, going in, bye. I mean, I don't run from them, but I also have no reason to be out there entertaining that anymore either. So I don't try. Like I used to just be out there videoing all the time. If it happens, I'll video it, man. But I'm not out there looking for it anymore because Satan does not deserve that. Not today, not any day.
Like I said, a vet has to actually heal or he's out of business. Yeah, because they can't tell the dog they're delusional.
So you're delusional, dog. I'm gonna need you to go back to your bed at home. Annoying. Like you
I
were
need you to
before.
go for a psych eval, dog.
You have to take them to Texana House where they took me. Like, you'd be crazy. Now, are you going to ever talk about this again? Nope. Can I have a lollipop? Come on. What do you want from me? Of course, I'm not talking about it. I'm never going to shut up now, especially now.
Hey, no, but here's a dog. No, but here's a dog biscuit.
Yeah. No, but you can have a dog. That's about right. Give the humans a dog biscuit. Dogs with the damn suckers. What the heck? What's next? So,
We can
by
do
the
like
way,
that.
Arthur's going to Texas. He says I might have to come down to Texas. So, come on. Giddy on up. We got horses, I see. So, saddle up. Let's go. Bring one for me, though.
Be like my ex doctor and have animals and people, like
Why not? Why not? I mean, looks like we're coming to this, so I just can't wait. Some of this I can wait for, but it's happening whether we like it or not. So we just got to figure out if we want to wear our seatbelts and dummy helmets, or if we want to take it all off, not all off, because then we'd be naked. Just kidding. But I mean, and just say, you know what? Let's fight, man to man. Let's go, hombre. Pack a lunch, big truck. It's going to be a long ass haul because you're up against me, and I do not quit. You're welcome. Yeah, I sound big and tough. Actually, I am. Though. I'm pretty tough. Just probably not fighting somebody physically, but got to talk the talk, right? Just kidding. I don't really want to beat people up. You believe me, don't you? Just kidding. Only sometimes, though. Just the doctors, mainly. Yep. No love there. There's no love there. All right, guys. I'm going to sign off here. Candy, I love you. Thank you again for everything that you do and contribute to, our communities and us warriors here, because that's what you guys are. Each and every one of you are warriors. You're fighters. You are obviously standing in your truth. You are obviously saying, just say no, bringing that to a whole different meaning, saying, no, you're not going to treat me like that. Yes, I am worthy. And yes, you will listen. So good for you. Keep it up. Don't stop. Because, well, think about it. At this point, we have nothing to lose anyway, right? But we have everything to do. And we have each other. So you need someone to back you up. I'm your girl. I'm your huckleberry. Call me. So, yes, I love that movie. That's
Me too.
I'll be your huckleberry, though. So you guys need some backup. Call Candy, call me. We got this. We got big girl panties pulled up to my boobies, so we're ready to go. That's a really crazy. Never mind. Strike that. All right, guys. Love you. And we will probably see you next Friday. Because
Okay. Have a safe
trip. Can you imagine? That'd be like, it wouldn't be like this. We'd be sitting side by side. So got to come visit. All right, guys.
I really wish I could.
Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And just know that we're here for you all the time.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I am $29.95 again. Yes, not really.